What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Taurean Rain Reloaded channel. If you are new, please be sure to go ahead and hit that subscribe button, hit that bell, and have your notifications set to all. Also, be sure to like, comment, and share this content on your various social media platforms. So I was scrolling through my timeline and I came across an article that Tariq Nasheed posted on his page. And let me tell you something right now. If by the time I get to the end of this video, if this does not wake black people up to what a lot of these Democratic shills are trying to do, then I don't know what is. But this response from this individual that you see on your screen, whose name is Cornell Belcher, actually put something into perspective for me right before I clicked record to make this video. And that is that the new black media and those who are part of the grassroots of FBA are literally getting into their ass. And by there, I'm talking about people like him. But I'm going to let the word speak for itself. So this article that I'm reading from is called Moguldom.com. It was posted June 17th, 2022. MSNBC analyst and former Democratic pollster Cornell Belcher claims there is only one way to get apathetic black voters to the polls in the upcoming midterm elections. Scare the hell out of them, he said. What is that to say to anybody? And why is it that it's only black people they're trying to inflict fear into? Scare the hell out of them? When I saw this on Tariq's page, I responded with, and these were my words, what? I said, scare the hell out of them? Or no, I said, scare them. And then I came back with, what in the boogeyman is this shit? You got this Sambo up here talking about scare the hell out of black people to get them to vote blue no matter who. This is what TD Hip Hop Media, and shout out to him, talks about all the time. These are the type of people that he calls out on his channel all the time. And I wonder, and I hope that he does a video about this, whether or not this video gets up before or after he does one, if he does make a commentary. But I hope he speaks about this guy in particular. I might send him the article about this because I definitely want his opinion about this one. But this guy sat up here and said, scare the hell out of black people to go vote for the Democrats, even when they haven't proven time and time again that they haven't done shit for us. And you know, I always have to throw this disclaimer because for some reason, a lot of black people got that warped mindset that if you talk ill about the Democratic Party, that's you throwing your support behind the Republican Party. That's not what I'm saying. Otherwise, I would just say it. Or we would just say it. Notice that we're not saying that because we know neither party has our best interest at heart. But it's the Democratic Party that always keeps saying what they're going to do for black people, which is why, and haven't done shit. And that's why we call them out more. We know where the Republicans stand when it comes to us. That's why we don't call them out as much, because we know where they stand. It's this party that gives these empty promises and don't do shit, but they'll do a whole lot of other things for other groups of people here and abroad, as we can see. A strategist in national progressive politics, Belcher is the president of the polling firm Brilliant Corners Research and Strategies and a former political contributor to CNN. He served as a pollster for the Democratic National Committee under Chairman Howard Dean and was the first black person to lead in that role for either national party. He also served on the polling team for both Barack Obama presidential campaigns. African Americans and women need to be motivated to vote, and even if it means scaring them, Belcher said during a June 15th interview on MSNBC's Deadline's White House. Now, notice how he framed that, African Americans and women. Now, notice how he separated the two. Now, I don't know if he was referring to black women when he said that, or he was talking about women in general, no matter what their ethnic background is. He goes on to say, African American men who are showing the lowest motivation to turn out in this midterm, you think things are tough for you right now? Where do you think you're going to stand in a country in America where there's no democracy, where they have absolutely no interest at all in respecting your rights? They don't respect them now, you idiot. Now there he told on himself. He just told on himself. When they said black people to scare the hell out of black people, he said it right there. He made sure to target black men in his little rant, in that little part that I just wrote. He didn't say African American. He didn't say African American women, because we all know they're the quote unquote backbone of the Democratic Party, even though we know that that's not true. But he made sure to target black men because he knows black men aren't falling for the bullshit anymore and haven't been for quite some time. So what does he do? Say this real tacky, nasty, degrading thing right here and trying to scare black men into this saying, what about your rights? We don't have any right now. What rights does the average black man in America have? Somebody please tell me that. Or I should be asking this fool, what do we, since you're an expert, what rights do black men have in this establishment that the average PC man has? That's what I'd like to know. Look at Bill Cosby. That man has amassed a lot of wealth, and they're treating him like he's the average black man. So don't come at me or us with this bullshit talking about some what did he say? Where there's no democracy, when they have absolutely interest and all in respecting your rights. They don't respect our rights. They don't respect us. And this is the fear tactic that he's using to try to trick black people, especially black men, because they know black men aren't voting en masse for the Democrats anymore. Because we see the writing on the wall. And that's why they have to keep feeding these lies into black women. If black women did not fall for the trick bag like black men haven't been falling for the trick bag for so long, the Democratic Party would fall by the wayside, at least with our support. Why do you think 46 or Joe Biden is pandering to all these other groups? Because they're basically saying, we don't need you anymore. We got what we wanted. Now we want from these other groups, and we're going to do more for them and just push you out of the way. But they want us to continue to do this, and we don't get anything in return. You can kiss our black ass. Belcher had a warning for women. Now he has a warning for the women. Campaigns. We have to give them a reason to feel they have skin in the game. And this is important to them. That losing democracy is important to them. And whether or not it be telling women that, you know that women, you think you're losing your rights now? What do you think is going to happen if we don't have democracy? Now, look at what he said. Campaigns. We have to give them a reason they have skin in the game. This guy just sounds like he's writing a whole script. Like he's plotting this whole thing out. He's plotting this whole thing out. And none of it is going to benefit not one black person in America. Not one. As it has not been benefiting black people for God knows how long. Belcher concluded, we've got to scare the hell out of them because, quite frankly, they should be afraid that we're going to lose our democracy. Listen, at this point, we are half past giving a good goddamn and 3 fucks about what happens to this damn democracy, because they don't give a damn or a fuck about us. So why should we give a damn or a fuck about it? I said on my Twitter account the other day that let all these other groups that they're pandering and catering to, let them carry the weight for now and let them know and have them see how it feels. Because we've been doing it for so long and we ain't get shit. At least they're getting something. Let them do it. And I think deep down, people like this Cornell Belcher, more like Cornball Belcher, knows that they're losing their grip on us. The spell that they put onto us, they're losing it. And they're trying to find a way to get it back, and they can't find a way to get it back. They are literally going through it right now. So, quote unquote, scaring us, that's not going to work. I cannot wait for November to roll around here. That's either going to be a very good day or a very bad one. It's really no in between. Let's go for the good. Well, you know what? It's actually a double entendre when you think about it, because it could be a good day for us and a bad day for them. But who knows? He goes on to say, why would Democrats have to resort to scare tactics when the Dems have a majority in Congress and the Senate and a Democratic president? Now, this isn't a quote by him. This is now taken from the author of this article. Since the DNC and president are reportedly losing the support of black voters, Belcher seems to think scare tactics will be the only way to guarantee the black vote. No, that's a guaranteed way of pushing them away, at least the ones that are still under that spell. At least we hope it does. You're going to scare people away, you fool. Or at least that's what vibe I'm getting. Black voters have been expressing frustration with the lack of legislation around issues that concern them, including reparations, police reform, and voting rights. White voters have failed to get behind these issues. A 2015 report called Political Powerlessness by Nicholas Stephanopoulos at the University of Chicago Law School found that black support for congressional legislation actually decreased its chances of passage. 538 reported. As white support increases from 0 to 100%, the likelihood of adoption increases from about 10% to about 60%. As black support rises from 0% to 100%, though, the odds of enactment fall from roughly 40% to roughly 30%. Some political observers say the Dems have taken the black vote for granted because black voters have been loyal and are quote-unquote captured. More than 90% of the black vote has gone to the Democratic candidate for president. This could be changing as there has been a growing shift of black men voting Republican and black America becoming more demanding about their vote. Black voters turned out for President Joe Biden, who carried 87% of the black vote in the 2020 presidential election. His approval rating among black voters has plummeted in the past year from 78% to 57%, according to a January 12th Quinnipiac poll. I probably mispronounced that. The problem is the Democrats need black Americans to vote in order to win. Although black people comprise allegedly 13% of the U.S. population, they are the dominant Democratic voters in large cities and southern states like Southern California, which put Biden on the path to the White House, the Washington Post reported. So see, they keep stating how much they need us. If we so-called allegedly 13% of the population and they need our vote to win, it makes you wonder what the hell and what were they thinking, pandering to all these other groups that are probably less in population to us. Let's see, the Academy less than that's not an ethnic group. That's just a comprised group of different people to make up a certain particular group. Then you have the Asians, who are a smaller percentage than us. You have the Hispanic or Latinos. They're kind of growing in numbers. Then you have people that's overseas that has nothing to do with this, so they don't even count. They put all these other things above us, and they still demand that we do something for them. Something for absolutely nothing. Not even trinkets. And even still then with trinkets, they still wouldn't get my vote. All we said is, and have been saying and continue to say, is to cut the goddamn check. Checks, if you ask me, because honestly, one just ain't going to suffice at this point. I feel there should be an insubordinate check. You know, an insubordinate check, just because they decide that they want to, as the old folks say, pussyfoot around with our tangibles. It's like that debt just continues to pile up. Imagine if they had cut the check a long time ago. But since they don't want to abide by our demands, we will just simply let them fall by the wayside. Now, just reading this article, now I can't wait to see what November is going to turn out to be. I'm anticipating it now. Because enough is enough. Black people, FBA in particular, have been fed up with this crap for so long now. We are done. We are tired. We have been past done and been past tired. As a matter of fact, we so damn tired, we are in the bed sleeping right now. When November rolls around, don't ask me who the hell I'm voting for. Because as long as the demands that we are demanding are not met, you're not going to get any of our support. You're not going to get any of our vote. And we keep saying, we know that both parties do not want to give up tangibles. We know they both don't support it. But we also said whatever party cut the check, and they need to cut the check before election time and make sure that the checks are distributed into the right hands. That's the party who's going to get the vote. Simple as that. But since neither party wants to do that, but we're focusing on the Democratic Party because they're the ones that like to pander to us a lot, and they're the ones that seemingly have us under their little spell. Not me, though. That's who's not going to get my vote. Now, I can only speak for myself. I'm only one person out of millions of other black people in America who are eligible to vote. Now, this is not me sitting up here saying, oh, you don't go out to vote because I don't have the power to tell you to do or to not do. At the end of the day, it is a choice. You have the free will to go and do whatever it is the hell you want to do when it comes to your vote. But I know what I'm going to do. And that's another issue I have. When we try to tell people why we're not voting, then they'll say that we're Trump supporters, or we are conservatives, or we support the Republican Party. Where is this coming from? Where the fuck is this coming from? People like him using scare tactics to try and get people to support something that is not in your interest. We're drawing a line in the sand, and it's a pretty thick ass line. Like that way you can't say you don't see it. That passing the buck shit, it ends. It's been ended for me. Until this party or any other party meets our demands, they're not getting our vote. They're not getting my vote. I know most of the people watching me, they're not going to get their vote either. Now, one or two things is going to happen in November. Well, one or two things I want to happen. Well, one thing can happen. One thing I want to happen. The one thing that can happen is if, and I hope I'm not jinxing it and I'm knocking on wood right here, the Democrats win. But hopefully by such a slim margin that it scares the shit out of them. Not no landslide like they've been used to for so long. Or two, what I want to happen, that they don't win. I'm going to have a party if they don't win, because all I'm going to think about is all the bullshit that they have fed us over the years. A lot of people don't realize these midterm elections hold a lot of weight, because this kind of shapes up what could happen in 2024. So if they were to lose this year, 2024 should probably be a landslide to get them the hell up out of there. Hopefully. But stranger things have happened. And as for this cornball in this picture, he can sit all the way the fuck down with his little scare tactic. Talking about he gonna scare the hell out of black people to get them to vote, and talking about some rights that we don't have. This is a black man talking right here. Trying to lecture and talk down on other black people. We got enough of that with 44 for 8 years. A lot of us didn't see it, and at least not me, because at the time that was my first time voting, 19 years of age. And then again in 2012 when I was 23. But I definitely see clearly now what it is. And it's crazy, had I known now what I knew then, what I know now, wow, I would have probably been one of the most dangerous people walking on my college campus, and not on the physical front, but on the mental side. But that's my take on it.